Hey son, I was thinking about Oh hey, you're watching Solo Leveling. Yeah, it's so peak. Yeah, I mean it's alright. It's alright? No, this is easily the greatest anime ever made. Way better than that other crap you wanted me to watch. What was it called? Gurren Lagoon? Gurren Lagoon? Gurren Lagann? No! My son's an
anime tourist, a word that's been hotter this week than Kitty Cat Katarina. You might have been called a tourist yourself recently, or maybe you've been running around calling people a filthy tourister with the hard R. But what actually makes someone a tourist? Because on paper, the idea behind an anime tourist is simple enough. It's a way to not just describe, but throw insult towards those who are just passing through anime culture and not true fans, you know? Like, they weren't there when we were all beating our shit when Asuka was in the hospital. They weren't in the trenches with us when Naruto gave us almost 100 straight filler episodes before time skipping to Shippuden. These filthy f***ing touristers. They just show up out of nowhere, watch Demon Slayer when the movie drops, they grab a One Piece or JJK shirt from Uniqlo, and they say Solo Leveling is peak anime. Tuh. Disgusting. But as with everything in life, there's levels to this shit. You see, the insult tourist has actually been around for a good while now, so in an ironic turn of events, anyone who's just discovering the use of this term now and has been throwing it around as of recent is in fact a tourist themselves. Now, I don't know if it was here that the term tourist was first used this way, but Rev Says Desu and his echo chamber of lolicons have been labeling people within the scene as tourists for at least a good couple years now. And just how do I know this? Well, because they called me a tourist. Me! Hold on, let me check something real quick. When did Rev start posting on YouTube? What's that? 2016? Oh, okay. Yeah, I was posting Clannad compilation videos on YouTube in 2012. So sit your ass down, you dirty tourist. And this is what I mean by it's not that simple. Because according to Rev and his army of over 700,000 gooners, I'm a tourist. And I know I'm not a tourist. At least, I think I'm not. I know my history of anime and the role it played in influencing my life right from the early 2000s. I don't need the validation of internet strangers to confirm that I am in fact a resident of weeb-ville. I've made more AMVs than 99% of these people. I know my rights. But honestly, I don't want to spend any more time in this video arguing about what separates someone from being a true blood incel and a fake incel. You're not a true weep. You get bitches. I can smell it. Because just like I told Rev and his community back then, I'm now going to reiterate, but this time towards the entire anime community. Grow the fuck up. Guys, you gotta stop calling people things like tourists. All it's doing is creating further segregation within the community, which is making us all look bad to everyone outside the community. You've got the more casual fans watching you guys call them tourists, so in turn, they call you cringe losers. And then you've got the casuals saying or doing something stupid, so then you come back and call them tourists. Cringe, tourists, it doesn't matter. We're all degenerates that like Japanese cartoons. I've been going to the gym for almost a decade now, and when I see someone new come into the gym, maybe a teenager hopping on the bench for the first time ever, I don't call them a tourist and tell them that they don't belong here, that this bench is mine and they weren't here hitting the bench with me at 2 AM in 2017, so they're not a real gym bro. If I see them struggling or need a hand with something, I approach them and offer guidance. I want them to feel comfortable within the gym. I want them to be able to enjoy and partake in this hobby as much as I do. I get it, you love anime and don't want people to potentially ruin it. I've felt the same way about things before too. Being a very early Lil Peep fan, I remember when he started getting insanely popular due to the likes of Star Shopping blowing up on TikTok. And yeah, there was this part of me that wanted to try and gatekeep him from everyone. But who does that really even benefit? Because as a fan of Lil Peep, I was thrilled that more people were finally discovering and appreciating his music, and he would now be able to create even more music and possibly add even more tour locations, like coming down to Australia. And although I never got the chance to see Lil Peep live due to him passing away in 2017, I'm just glad that there are still people discovering his music till this day in 2025, and get beyond excited whenever I come across a Peep fan out in the wild. Even if it is someone that only knows Star Shopping or Witchblades, or only became a fan after his death. It feels good to share your hobbies and interests with others. So why the f do anime fans feel the need to be different? I know what's really got people riled up is that recent TheAnimeMen video where they just spouted nonsense for 26 minutes. But guys, if you've ever watched any of their anime challenge related videos, like Guess the Anime Opening, it's always been clear that they don't know shit about anime, nor really care for it as a whole, besides the few shows that personally stuck out to them.
I haven't seen your line, bro.
This is literally nothing new. They cashed in on anime when it was getting popular throughout COVID, and now they're rage baiting to stay relevant. And because of all the attention they've garnered throughout the past 2 weeks, their plan worked! They successfully rage baited the entire AniTuber scene, and now once again, they get to cash in. And you might argue that because of tourists like TheAnimeMen, they just go and attract more tourists, which... sure, but have you ever stopped to think that just like any city in the world that's thriving economically, we need tourists? Who do you think it is that's filling in the bulk of those theaters worldwide, turning limited screenings into actual events? They're the ones proving to companies that there's real money to be made here, which of course has come with its issues, but it has also led to better animation budgets, more projects, and even riskier ones at that, and international releases that would have been unthinkable 10 years ago. Because of tourists, I can now watch anime in an actual theater, instead of watching it broken into 6 parts on 240p with Spanish subtitles on YouTube. And I didn't think I would actually need to point this out, but you do realize that even the most degenerate of you true weebs were at one point in time a tourist. That's right, you weren't always exclusively into 2D women only. No. At one point in time, you were actually into 3D women. Before you bought your first ever Asuna or Rin Tosaka body pillow, you slept with a normal pillow. No anime tits, no anime ass. Just pillow. None of us came out of our mother's fallopian tubes already knowing about Elfen Lied. Most of us stumbled in through Dragon Ball Z or Naruto after school, or Toonami at 2 AM giving us our first taste of Inuyasha and Bleach. I love you weebs, and I know you guys are only acting this way because of your love and appreciation for anime, and you don't want corporate slop and mainstream attention to come in and ruin it. But please, you need to listen to me here. Tourists can become locals, but only if they're allowed to stick around without being told that they don't belong.
I don't know, it feels very slice of life, and you can kind of already tell what type of anime you're getting with the first episode, which isn't always a good thing. This is going into the D tier category.
Get these seaweed picking touristers out of my goddamn country!